Alright, sure. Saqhubeka with Newtons as in the question from November 2022, question 2. Okwamanje we are focusing on questions la khona object on a horizontal surface, okay? But we want to do questions la khona if force that is being applied is at an angle, okay? So let's sokwazi ukuthi sifunde ukuresolve ukuthi how do we approach ama questions la khona if force is at an angle, okay? Ikuthini question lapha kuthiwa crate P of mass 1.25 kg is connected to another crate Q of mass 2 kg by a light and tangible string. So the two crates are placed on a rough horizontal surface, and a constant force F of magnitude 7.5 newtons acts at an angle theta to the horizontal. Is applied on crates Q as shown in the diagram below. Okay, the crate accelerates at 0.1 meters per second square to the right. Okay, kumbula ukuthi sitheni question sibona kanjani ukuthi are we going to use first law or second law? La ukuthi when there is a force that is being applied, kumbula ukuthi second law, when a resultant force acts on an object, when a non-zero resultant force acts on an object, the object will accelerate to the direction of the force. Kumbula ukuthi when the crate accelerates to the right, the force is being applied to the right. Okay, so we are going to use Newton's second law. Okay, now kuna like to state Newton's second law of motion in weights. Kumbule ukuthi sitheni, you take ama definition as they appear lapha kuma guidelines akho, kuma exam guidelines. Okay, awuthathi i-definition yakwi textbook because ama textbook angafani and ama definitions angafani. Okay, so asike sibuke le scenario esifuna ukuthi ukwazi ukuthi uyisolve. Let's do a free body diagram for objects lapha Q. Okay, for block Q, lapho nje for block Q of a 2 kg block, because we have a 2 kg block and 1.25 kg block. Buka steps sokuqala nayi ilokhuzana i-object, nayi object sitheni mase resolve lapha, mase resolve lapha kulokhuzana ku tension lapha kulula, sizomane si break it down into two tensions. It's okay. For Q block we have less string less as puller object le to the left, so pull the crate to the left. Okay, and then we have a force that is being applied. The force layer here not east. Okay, and then we have normal force lapha. Normal force way to sitting, it is a force that the surface exerts on the object, and it is always perpendicular to the surface. Okay, so we'll have normal force, and then we have the force of gravity. Okay, so the test is over normal force, which is Fn, and then we have force of gravity, and then we have we'll call it dot string set lapha, we'll call it force T, which is the tension, and then we have force of gravity. So we have a friction. Remember, a friction, it is a force that opposes a motion. So the object will accelerate, the crate accelerates to the right, the crate accelerates to the right. So if the crate accelerates to the right, we should put a friction in the here to the left. Okay, and then we have force F. Okay, so for step 2 For step 2, okay, for step 2, it's like sidweba kabusha step 1, but with the purpose manje yokuthi senze njani, sithi resolve lapha force F into ama components. Okay, for submission we usually use le lokhuzana diagram. So if we go to draw a field body diagram, you will draw this field body diagram. And then step 2, sesenza le esizokhipha kuwona ama components. Okay, so bukake 1, this is a component yokuqala that is parallel to the surface. If this is your surface, then this force is parallel to the surface. So this is F parallel. Okay, and then we have a force that is perpendicular to the surface. We have F perpendicular, F, and then F parallel. So this is perpendicular. Okay, or let me stretch and say this is F perpendicular. Okay, and then let's see, calculate our component uzenzela ukuthi impilo ibe lula. Okay, so asithini, we have the angle la, an unknown angle theta. We have angle theta as an unknown angle. Okay, so asithini mesithi sin theta, remember sin theta ubani sin theta? Ayivuki math. Sin theta uthi opposite. What is opposite to theta? It is FG, sorry, FA or force F perpendicular over hypotenuse, which is force F. Okay, so it's opposite over hypotenuse, and then you resolve or you cross multiply or you multiply both sides by F. Then this is F sine theta is equal to F perpendicular. You know the size of UF. You are giving UF as 7,5. So it's 7,5 sine theta is equal to UF perpendicular. This is a component yakho yokuqala. Okay, and then siyabuya sibuka cos theta. Cos theta sithi adjacent over hypotenuse. Adjacent over hypotenuse. Okay, what is adjacent to theta? It is F parallel. So it is F parallel over force F. So cos theta is equal to F parallel over force F. And then you can multiply both sides by F. So this is F cos theta is equal to F parallel. Okay. So into esizoyibonisha la, abafundi abaningi they like ukuyitrema lento ukuthi ho mekwama components kwi-incline or if kuyi-force usine u-theta. No, ngaso sonke isikhathi uzoyenza ngale ndlela ukwenza kube simple. You write i-trig ratio yakho ithini, opposite over hypotenuse, then you check i-side opposite to theta. A side opposite to theta in this case it is F parallel, it is F perpendicular. A side adjacent to theta it is F parallel. So you are going to use trig ratios ngaso sonke isikhathi. Uzohamba step 1, step 2, and then you go to step 3 ukuze uzokwazi ukuthi ungawenzi amaphutha, because ayikho into ongakwazi ukuyikrema for inyanga is more than 10. Okay, wakwazi ukukrema from first term to i-final exam and uzahlisela umsebenzi. Okay, so step 3. Okay, sesenze njani? Sesithatha le diagram manje, asisamfaki ke manje ubani uforce F. Sesofaka ama-components kuphela, because i-diagram ye-calculation sitheni, we only have forces that are acting perpendicular to the surface and forces that are acting parallel to the surface. Okay, so step 1, sidwebe i-diagram with ilokhuzana u-Taylor submission with force F acting at an angle, and then we resolve ama components. We take out ama components. Step 3 is bigger calculation ke manje. How do we go about taking ama question asimsebenzisi u-force F at an angle? Okay, so we have normal force, make it dots label khulu. We have normal force. Okay, we have force of gravity. Asanaye u-force F sesizoba no force F perpendicular. Kumbula sithe this force iya north east, so we have a force iya north ne force iya east, F G, or force F parallel. In this case button you F, so if it's force F, and then we have tension, and then we have friction. Okay, and then we have tension. Okay, so sige sathini sathi we have F net from perpendicular forces that are perpendicular to the surface. Okay, sathi ngasonke isikhathi wena equals to 0 because there is no acceleration. Okay, so this is perpendicular forces. Okay, so uma ngiwabheka ke mama forces are perpendicular to the surface. If this is your surface, now my forces that are perpendicular to the surface. Okay, let's take upwards as positive. Okay, so it's Fn plus F perpendicular minus Fg will be equal to bani 0. Okay, and then kusho ukuthini lokho, if mhlambe kuthiwa ufuna u-Fn uzothi wena Fn is equal to u-Fg minus u-F perpendicular, u-force F perpendicular. Okay, so usuyamazi vele u-force F perpendicular, uyakwazi ukuthi umsubstitute kube lula. Okay, or if kuke kwafunakala mhlawumbe ukuthi ubale u-F perpendicular or ubale i-frictional force or ubale i-tension, usuthini nginama forces anjani that are parallel to the surface, forces that are acting parallel to the surface. Okay, so sinani, let's take direction of motion as positive. Ngasonke isikhathi say direction of motion is positive. Okay, so we have F parallel, that is F applied parallel minus Fk minus tension is equal to MA. Ngoba sitheni, sithe F net wama parallel forces, it is always equal to MA, where A is not equal to bani 0 meters per second square uma sisebenzisa bani Newton's second law. So before you even answer ama question, nayi into ekumele ube nayo understanding. We use yonke step 3 for calculations. Iyona fifth body diagram esoyisebenzisa le if sesenza ama calculations. Fifth body diagram number 2 siyisebenzisa for components. And then the last one is for submission. Okay, so asike sibheke ama question ukuthi athini, so lebele siya back and forward. Okay, so 2.1 states Newton's second law of motion in weight. Okay, take the definition from a kuma exam guidelines. So when a net force acts on an object, the object will accelerate to the direction of the force. It's an acceleration that is directly proportional to the force and inversely proportional to the mass. Okay, draw the free body diagram for crate P. Khumbula indaba ye-tension ukuthi sitheni le string less sesihlephule part nendawo sathini the string is pulling crate P to the right. Kusho ukuthi friction kanjani? It is opposing motion to the left. Okay, so 2.2 free body diagram. So 2.2 for crate P. Sijwayele nalento wafethu ukuthi sibhalise kuhle kwamamemo ukuthi uyabhala ukuthi ngenza into yaba ya crate P kuze kuzoba lula na ungadideki. Okay, we have normal force, a force that is perpendicular to a surface exerted by the surface on an object. Okay, we have a tension, and then we have Fg, force of gravity, and then we have a force that opposes a motion of an object, a frictional force. Okay, so this is our diagram. Make sure we see all line for the purpose of the video. Okay, okay, so 2.3, calculate the magnitude of the tension in the string. Okay, remember we have the acceleration. So if we have the acceleration and we have a friction, singakwazi ukuthi sisebenzise lawa boy 2. Ngazi ukuthi sisebenzise block P kuphela, because remember uthini F net from parallel forces. Okay, this is 2.3.1. okay, so F net from parallel forces, it is equal to MA. Okay, for parallel forces there is the acceleration, but for perpendicular forces as nayo the acceleration. Okay, imaphi ama forces that are acting parallel to the surface. We don't draw a surface. Okay, so the direction of motion must always be positive. Direction of motion is positive. So this is T, the opposite direction would be negative, minus Fk is equal to mass, it is 1 point, let me write MA. Okay, so as low tension, but we are given a friction where P experiences a constant friction of 1.8 newtons. So this is minus 1.8 newtons of force. Okay, mass, it is 1.25, and the acceleration, it is 0.1. Okay, so 1.25 times 0.1, that is 0.125 plus 1.8. okay, if you cross multiply, plus 1, not cross multiply, if you transpose, take 1 point, or if you add 1.8 both sides. Okay, 1.8, so this is 1.93 newtons. Okay, so in magnitude, the tension sesinayo ubani 1.93. okay, and then the last question, 2.3.2. the last question is calculate ubani manje theta, calculate the magnitude of angle theta. Semkhumbula ukuthi ubeke kuphi. This is our diagram. We want a magnitude of this angle, which the force is applied ethi ubani to the horizontal. Okay. What do we have like with calculation? Sithe with calculation, sithe we have F parallel acting horizontal. We have FK and we have ubani tension. Okay, so vele bese sike sayenza ilokhuzana umzekelo sathi nangu sizothi F parallel minus frictional force minus tension, because said the direction of motion is always positive. So to the right is positive and to the left is negative. The direction of motion, it accelerates at 0.1 to the right. Okay. So we have F net. Okay, ngithanda ukuthi kuveze ukuthi for block Q, so that's now uzohlala uveza sithi for block Q we have F net. Okay, from a parallel forces elingana nobani no MA. You don't need to write this parallel. You don't need to write this parallel. Ukuthi nje see understand which we have forces acting parallel to the surface and forces acting perpendicular to the surface. Okay, so we'll have force applied F parallel to the right. Then we have F parallel minus frictional force minus tension is equals to MA. Okay, sibukisiseke lana sibukisise ukuthi kuthiweni the crates P experiences a constant friction of 1.8 newtons and crate Q experiences a constant frictional force of 2.2. So crate Q experiences a frictional force of 2.2. So I already know frictional force, I already know tension. Okay, so F parallel minus frictional force. What is the frictional force? 2.2. What is the tension? 1.93. And mass it is 2 kg, and the acceleration it is 0.1. Okay, if we add 2 times 0.1, that is 0.2 plus 2.2 plus 1.93 plus 2.2 plus 1.93, that is 4.33. So F parallel is equals to 4.33. Okay, sibuye ukuthi bese sikuma resolvile already F parallel. Ingakho le nto ngiyithanda ukuthi siyenze ngale ndlela, because sinayo value F parallel. Nangu F parallel sithe uzokubani F cos theta, asimqageli futhi asizama ukumkhumbula, simcheka nje lesibale khona. F parallel is equals to F cos theta. So F cos theta is equal to 4.33. What is force F? It is 7.5. So 7.5 cos theta is equal to 4.33. Okay, 4.33 divided by 7.5. Okay, cos theta is equal to 433 over 750. Okay, if we divide by cos both sides, we'll have theta as 54 degrees, 54.73 degrees. Okay, so sibala kanjalo le question. But what is important kulama question ukuthi ukwazi ukuthi uresolve kakuhle amalokhuzana ama forces akho. Your step 1 ukwazi ukuthi wenze free body diagram. Okay, and then ukwazi ukuthi if le force lays at an angle, uyakwazi ukuthi umresolve ube no force or perpendicular no force F. Let's call this force applied or perpendicular and force applied or parallel. But ngaso sonke isikhathi ke nayi into ebinkinga. If i-angle is given, let's say ukuthi i-angle 20, ngaso sonke isikhathi uzoyibeka la ngakwi-dot, ngakwi-lokhuzana ngakwi-dot. Okay, then step 3, gadisisa-ke la besithe this force i-actor north east. So asiyibone if force eya north, this is force perpendicular, we are not. Asiyibone if force eya east, F parallel. So ile yonto lokhuzana ekumele si understand, and then if sizoyibamba kanje before we even attempt ama question eceleni, this is what we do kahle kahle. This is what we do. This is the exercise, nayi exercise lakho linqunyiwe exercise lakho likanje. Okay, so what you do mhlawumbe ngaphakathi nendawo nje you cut ngepeni lomsizi, and then uyaqala uthi 4 block Q in this case, and then step 1, and then you go about doing your free body diagram. Step 2, you do your free body diagram with components. Always put the angle out. Then step 3, then you write your components. Kasonke isikhathi you write your components. Okay, kasonke isikhathi and you make sure that you write ama components akho before uqhubeka. Okay, then step 3 usuyibhala without ke manje we had ama force 2, so faka ama components kuphela. Okay, so as uphendula la kuthiwa 2.2, write the definition. 2.3 usubuka khona la eduze la ubona khona. So as you answer nayi lokhuzana imbuzi yakho. This is for calculations, this is ama component, and this is for submission. But submitter la you submit le kuthiwa, and calculation calculator friction, calculate friction. So uyabuza uzobheka la. So this is for friction la ila kuthiwa submitter to a grow, you grow le. So this is how you do ulokhuzana uNewtons if ufuna ungawenzi amaphutha.